Hi everyone, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Wig Chat here. Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and stopping by and spending a little time with us today. I hope you find this very helpful in your wig journey if you're on one or you're thinking about embarking on one. We're taking a look at another Raquel Welch wig. This one is very, very popular. It's called Unfiltered. Now it's in a color I have never ever seen, never ever tried. And that's because it was literally sold out in all of the very popular colors that we tend to gravitate toward in the Raquel Welch line. So this is either going to be a happy accident, sort of a nice surprise to find yet another color that, you know, we kind of like in this line, or it's going to be something that may not look so great on me, but may absolutely look amazing on you. So keep that in mind. This Wig Chat is brought to you by wigsbypattiespearls.com. Please stop by her website, check it out. I'll put the link that will take you directly to this specific wig, but it'll take you to her website. So feel free to browse around there. If you decide to make a purchase, any purchase there on that website, would you be so kind and put JLBT down in the coupon code area as you check out? And what that does is it just lets them know that you came from my channel, and I would be very appreciative if you'd remember to do that. And if they're already having a coupon code, which I highly recommend you wait until there is a 30% off sale. And so all you have to do is tack on JLBT at the end of their coupon code there, no spaces, and it will once again let them know that I sent you. So before we go further, the one I have on my head now is a Toni Bratton wig. It's called Impressive, and it's in the color light brown. And I'll be doing a separate video kind of showcasing this color because I have definitely done videos on this style, but this is a brand new color to me, and I want to share that with you in a separate video. All right, so here is the Unfiltered Cap. This one is again loaded with really nice, very nice features. So don't forget, you know, it's these cap features that will sort of put it in the proper price range. When you start adding things like a full monofilament top, that's going to elevate the price a little. When you add a beautiful, gorgeous temple to temple lace front, again, you're going to see that in the cost. You have the extended nape with a really soft velvet. You have that soft velvet over very nice firm metal stays here in the temple or ear tabs. Again, these are all sort of considered add-on features to a basic cap, and that is why you see sort of variances in wig prices. You know, and it's not necessarily 100% about what you see in the cap. It's also the manufacturing process, the sort of synthetic fibers that that manufacturer chooses to work with. It's just the construction itself and the design, you know, all of that obviously is going to play a part. But the majority of that is definitely in the quality and those cap features that you find. Yep, this is machine wefted, all machine wefted. So that means you're going to have some stretch, not a huge amount of stretch in this, but there is definitely some stretch there. There's some sticky silicone on each one of these. And so what that does is it does kind of sort of stick. It doesn't slide around so much. Even if you wear a sort of wig sock underneath your wigs, it will just kind of grip better. And there's less movement when that happens. And theoretically, you know, that could mean less itching and sort of irritation. So yep, we have a full monofilament top here in this one. So anywhere you part this, anywhere in here, it's going to give you very realistic scalp appearance. And you will sometimes see the monofilament in just say a left side mono part. And mono is just short for monofilament if you're new. You'll hear that being thrown around a lot in wig reviews. And yeah, so then you will have that beautiful realistic scalp appearance in just that little area. But this, you have this entire area where you can play around, part, style, and you're gonna see a very realistic experience. Her lace fronts in general are just very nicely done. They're very realistic, and they just drive home that realism to whatever wig that you're wearing. So it's a lovely, wonderful feature in her particular line, because as mentioned in other videos and wig chats, I have had wigs that have a lace front and they're horrible, and I would just assume they not even go there. So here's a quick look before I put this on my head of this beautiful color. It is very pretty. I'm just not sure how it's gonna go over on my skin tone. I'm doing this here right in front of a window, and I'm hoping that it will give us a very realistic look at the color. Yeah, I'm not using any lights like box lights that I normally would. So this is gonna be just sort of natural light. And I'm also gonna take this toward the end of the video. I'm gonna take this outside as well because it's a beautiful day. We've had our days of rain, but boy, it's gonna be pretty this week. And I thought this would be a really great time to record this. So we'll be taking this outside in the sun and various lighting as well out there. I'm gonna bring it back a tiny bit more. There we go. All right, I tell you what, my animals came alive the minute I turned on this camera. I apologize for any sort of background stuff going on that I wasn't able to edit out. Okay, one of the things I learned from Patty in the beginning of my wig journey, I devoured her YouTube channel. It is a treasure trove of just all kinds of tips when it comes to wearing wigs. And one of them is once you get it straight and on, then you're gonna wanna get under there and kind of do a few little circles there on the lace front real delicately, you know, gently, and then just press it on down to those temple tabs. And just do that just a couple times. It flattens it out. It kind of will press out, you know, any little maybe blips or whatever that lace front may be doing. And if you find that you are wearing a wig grip and you are not able to get that lace front to lay just right there on that just very top of your forehead there, and it's kind of bubbling. It's because you need to sort of push back your wig grip a little bit more. It's sitting just a little too much on your wig grip, and it's not able to get down to that kind of concave area of your forehead there. So this is just right out of the box. I actually forgot to shake it a little bit before I put it on, and you should always do that. Just shake it a little bit, kind of get those, you know, fibers that have been flat up against the cap for God knows how long in that box, and kind of get it off the cap. Wow, this color just right away is very pretty. She has very dynamic blends and colors. I think out of every line I've tried, I feel a little bit, I don't know, not so nervous when I do try a different color because her blends are absolutely stunning. All right, so a reminder, guys, this is Golden Walnut. This is a very broken, sort of shattered look. It's, I think, very on trend right now. This color is very pretty. Let me just make sure this is down where the nape is. I'm going to pinch those vertical stays down there so it does kind of hug my nape. All right, before we, you know, really get into this, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spin all the way around so we can take a look at what this particular style looks like. Let's take a look at the lace front. Now, once again, in Raquel Welch true fashion, we have that light kind of golden honey color banded right here, right against the front of the face, the perimeter of the face. And she does that. And with colors like this, it's okay. The only reason I have a little problem with it is on the very light colors because I am fair. And so having that banding very close and sitting next to my skin around the perimeter here can be just not a good look for me. This color, again, I don't think it bothers me too much. Why does she do that? She does that because that's where your lace front is. Each little, you know, synthetic hair has to be tied. So there's a little knot there at the bottom. And if it's a darker color, you can technically see those knots a little more. However, for instance, with my 12FS8 or any of those Jon Renau rooted colors that do blend in those darker colors, I don't know, it doesn't bother me because I do that press, swirl, and kind of glide down and swirl, swirl, press, and it lays down the knots. It makes them look less perfect. So there are ways around that as well. But that's why she does it, because it just sort of makes this lacing disappear right into your skin and you're not seeing those knots. Little play on words there, little unintentional pun, if you will. Anyway, so here's the ear tabs. I don't want to see every Raquel Welch wigs, and I'll put my measurements down below in the description box, but they tend to come out a little further. I get really great coverage with my Raquel Welch wigs, more so than Jon Renau. They just come out very far, right in here. They don't go down necessarily too far. They come down to about here, and they, you know, that coverage is really nice. Here's the wig right here, stops right here. So I get really nice coverage with my Raquel Welch wigs. Of course, it will depend on your measurements, what kind of coverage you'll be getting, but. Okay, so yeah, the color blend is absolutely gorgeous. I love this kind of very broken, shattered movement. And the movement is awesome because that is going to really sort of just like propel this into this realistic look, and nobody's gonna think you have a wig because you've got this really lovely movement. Movement is wonderful in a style and a wig because it's going to do two things. It's going to highlight the gorgeous color blend that you have going on there. I mean, look at that. I mean, what a beautiful sort of shattered style to highlight this beautiful walnut color. And look at how well they did it. Very pretty. And the other thing is it just kind of helps to get those fibers off the cap and keep them there all day. Got a memory going on here, which is a very cool thing about synthetic wigs, is that they come with a memory. You're gonna wash it and, you know, let it air dry and it's gonna look just like this. So this is the monofilament top, and it goes all the way back here and comes around all the way here. So you can part this anywhere in there. You can take a very deep part if you so choose. I tend to like to do that. I mean, it's, you know, you may have to train it to do that, but you could. You can take it on the other side. Again, it might fight you in the beginning. If you are struggling, because sometimes when you get wig styles that have sort of a beachy wave or this kind of shattered look, and you are really struggling with it out of the box, and try switching it up. It may just give you a better pattern to work with. So that is also the beauty, I think, of a full monofilament top. Now there is a cheater way to do it if you just have sort of a left side mono part. And I have a video where I have a wig, very similar sort of, it's a bell truss. And I sort of switch it up right where the lace front is, and it looks like it's on the other side. But what it did is it gave me a better wave pattern that worked better for what I visually wanted. This particular wig, this particular unit is behaving very well for me because I never know what I'm going to get when I really kind of go into these shattered, wavy sort of styles. It can be a little challenging. So you're gonna want to put a little hairspray on your style because you're gonna have these little flyaways that are gonna kind of float around in your sight, and it's gonna drive you a little crazy. So a little hairspray is gonna help with that. It may not help all day, but it definitely is gonna make it less annoying. And even with a style like this that I don't particularly want it to look coiffed, I want still to get some movement through the day, I still am gonna wanna use a little hairspray. So here are the 3 hairsprays that I use the most, and I'm running out of my aerosol ones. Both of them are at the very bottom. This is my favorite, and I'm just about out. These are both for human hair. You have to be careful when you use human hairspray on your synthetic fibers because they can dry them out because of the alcohol content, so be careful with that. And of course they have to be water soluble. You got to be able to wash it out, and most hairsprays nowadays are water soluble. It's not the Aquanet days when they were plastic and you couldn't get it out of your own hair. You know, and you actually have to go to the salon sometimes and get it stripped out. So I find that the aerosols work really nice because they're just a fine mist, and they work very well also at taming those flyaways. Now the other one is Tresemme, and I'll link these down below in the description box. Again, a very fine mist. I find this one probably is a little more drying than the Sebastian. However, it has not ruined my wigs. Neither one of these have ruined any of my wigs. I have washed, and I haven't had an issue to report. But I'm going to leave that in your hands. It is definitely going against the rules, going against the manufacturer's advice and directions. So just take that with a grain of salt, please. So I didn't break the rules until this year, and this is my 3rd year wearing wigs, and I was too scared. And then finally I did. But I use this all the time. This is made for synthetic fibers for your wigs, and this is the Beauty Mark Style and Hold Pump Hairspray, and it works very, very well. And I'm just going to kind of put it right here around the hairline, and just kind of maintain, just kind of get those flyaways a little better behaved for me. We could pin this back if we wanted to kind of get that side out of the way and let this side do its thing. The length for me, perfect. You know, it's not brushing me here. I think it's going to be a great length for the back when it is kind of sweater or coat season. You know, we're not going to have so much length down in here where it's going to be constantly, you know, kind of getting that friction situation going that can break these wigs down so quickly. Now this is a heat-friendly fiber. However, why in the world would I want to mess with this? This is kind of perfection right here. I love even how these are a little straighter here. This is right up my alley. If I had hair to do this with, this would be my goal. And I can put this on and have this just like that. It's the beauty and fun of being a wig wearer. Before I take you on outside so we can take a look at this color in the beautiful natural light, you're not going to want to miss that. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, and thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you found this helpful if you're perusing and looking at different wigs that you may be interested in purchasing for yourself. Again, this is Unfiltered by Raquel Welch in the color Golden Walnut. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.